Veggie Island, delicious plant-based dining in Taiwan. Fukuya Ramen, located near Taichung Rear Station, is renowned as the most popular vegetarian ramen restaurant in Taichung, Taiwan. It stands out for its innovative and rare offering of authentic Kyushu-Style vegetarian ramen, a delight found nowhere else on the island. The chef-owner Afu's gastronomic influence and career path was mainly in French cuisine, until his private French kitchen was affected by COVID-19. Afu's transition to vegetarian ramen brought the restaurant not only positive reviews, but also great popularity among non-vegetarian diners. Now, Afu's vegetarian ramen has taken Taichung by storm. It is always packed and no reservations are possible. You can only stand by on the spot, and they suggest arriving 30 minutes in advance in case there are no seats. Also, earlier is better if you go on the weekend, because their ramen tends to sell out quickly. The soy milk, Kumamoto-Style almond, and miso and soy milk ramen, the restaurant's 3 signature flavors, are all phenomenal. Let's discover the secrets behind these delicious ramen dishes. Fukuya's vegetarian ramen was inspired by the authentic ramen style from Kyushu, Japan, recreating its rich broth with a consistency similar to the pork bone broth that regular ramen is made with. So what do we have here today?
这是我们店里面的柚子盐味清汤拉面。那比较特别的是这碗它，因为我们用了一些，就是我们用了一些法餐的逻辑技巧，让这碗的味道变得比较有趣一些。清汤呢就会是用一点蔬果，然后苹果，然后利用甘蔗去带出它的甜味，然后跟一些中药草去做一些比较多层次的一个味道。
Ooh, taste the sweetness. Let me see. Get like an apple scent to it almost. Get this like mushroom oil to it. Oh, it's so delicious.
那先品尝原味之后呢，我们第2步，我们把旁边这叫 Yuzu Kosho， 它是柚子胡椒。柚子胡椒有趣的是，它没有柚子也没有胡椒，青辣椒跟柑橘去打成泥，最后再把这个柠檬片稍微挤压浸泡一下。 让柠檬的果酸跟香气再融合在汤头里面。
Wow. An ingredient could really change the whole taste of the broth. The noodles, if we were gonna say it's Italian noodles, it's very al dente. It's firm, it's chewy, it's got that texture. It's very, 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 very lovely.
比较特别的是，我们用的溏心蛋，我们的蛋用的是豆腐蛋，它不是笼饲的，它是放养的，因为它的吃的饲料是全素的，它是吃谷物的，吃玉米的，它里面的甜度跟香气就会比较好，比较不会有蛋的一个腥味在。
I love the firm texture of the egg whites, and then the egg yolk is just a perfect sticky, gooey texture. I kept tasting some kind of umami flavor like fried shrimp. Afu told me I'd identified the key source of this noodle dish flavor.
这个海鲜的味道，我们用的是金针菇炼的金针油，希望能够仿照的有点类似是那种荤食拉面里面的那种海鲜系的汤底的感觉。 因为金针菇跟虾壳它里面都有同样一个元素叫甲壳素。对，那个甲壳素呢，它就会制造出一样的香气，所以它在经过适定的温度去炼制之后，它会出现虾油的味道。我给你单独试试看，它吃起来你可以靠近的闻，然后在吃的时候，它在嘴巴里面就会有一点点像炸虾壳的香气在。然后我们当这个金针菇泡在汤底的时候，海鲜的味道就会释放出来。
Rather than letting the stems of enoki mushrooms go to waste, Chef Afu gives them a lovely twist and turns them into a unique vegetarian steak.
我们希望可以做到全食材的运用，我们就开发把它做成牛排的样子。我们用甜菜根，然后跟蛋液，然后浸泡这个金针菇的底部，大概要泡到2天。泡2天之后，让所有的汁液吸收在金针菇里面。之后我们再用法式料理的技巧，就把它当一块真的牛排，加了盐巴，加了黑胡椒，然后用奶油去煎它，然后就会出现像这样子，大概5分熟菲力的样子。这个是我们的金针菇牛排。
Oh my gosh, just look at the texture. Tasted just like meat.
And the juice is just explosion in your mouth.
Yeah, when you take a bite and then it gets crunchy a bit, then that's when you get like extra juice from it, and you're like, okay, that's not meat, because normally you can't get meat like that.
这碗黑福特盛是我们在制作的时候，我们是用九州熊本的黑蒜拉面做原型。那我们因为台湾的素食者有很多人不吃五辛，包含了葱啊、蒜头、洋葱这些。那我们就想说，我们如何用尽量能够做到全素，让所有的客人来，他们都可以吃到这个口味。所以我们就突发奇想，我们就用杏仁片去取代蒜片。我们把杏仁片炸到5个阶段不同的颜色。然后之后再用黑麻油一起跟它混合，去把它打成油泥，它就会有一种坚果跟木炭香的味道。
The broth of the Kumamoto-Style almond ramen is cooked with almond and black sesame oil, giving it a sweet, savory, and slightly charred flavor. This broth has a rich depth, and the noodles add a silky al dente texture that make the dish even more flavorful than it looks.
然后比较有趣的，我们这碗里面还有一个算是让我们店里开始有名的一个食材，就是这个叫角煮，日文叫 kakuni。它其实就是我们中餐讲的东坡肉。那我们利用了一种传统的日本食材，它叫车夫，然后我们经过浸泡、再炸过、再去卤制，它就会成为这种有点像 pork belly。你可以试试看，它非常有趣。对。
Wow.
It tastes like a pork fat. 对于素食者来说，他们会吓到，就是好像真的肉一样。
But then afterwards, the aftertaste, it does have that like doughy taste to
Yes,
it.
yes, yes, yes.
I thought that these shredded vegetables were spring onions until Afu told me they are actually daylily shoots. He uses them in place of spring onions for diners who don't eat onions for religious reasons. Daylily shoots are the shoots of the daylily flower. They are a fantastic edible wild plant. These shoots taste like spring onions or bamboo shoots crossed with a succulent green vegetable, making them a perfect pairing with almost any dish. Daylily shoots can easily darken and dry out after harvest. So Afu works with local farmers to get fresh shoots every morning to ensure the quality of his dishes. Wontons, one of the restaurant's signature dishes, also incorporate daylily shoots with omni pork and pickled chili pepper as fillings.
加馄饨。
Wow.
Fukuya Ramen's reputation has been verified by local vegetarians who claim Fukuya serves the best vegetarian ramen in central Taiwan. The bean curd is a replacement for the char siu pork, usually found in ramen, and has a similar meaty texture and rich flavor when soaked in ramen broth.
另外一个人气品项就是我们的叉烧饭。
The char siu rice bowl is another signature dish that many people are willing to travel for. The dish is topped with bean curd cubes that have been sautéed in pickled mustard green paste and seasoned with charred mayonnaise. The char siu rice bowl is simply sensational.
That is really good.
The highlight of Fukuya Ramen is that in addition to the 5 flavors of vegetarian ramen offered daily, they offer a limited edition chef's special flavor on Thursdays each month. For example, this month's vegetarian beef noodles are made with sautéed lion's mane mushrooms and carrots in a vegetable broth, making them a surprisingly tasty vegetarian take on Taiwan's classic beef noodle soup.